papa kitoko, oh papa. Salisa bana Kongo, Nzambe aponi yo Bibundeli na biso, se Bibilia. Na losambo, tolia mama Sadai, Nzambe aponi yo Salisa bana Kongo, Nzambe aponi yo Lobi tozalaki na bombu na bandeko na biso loposo moindo lelo lobi ekosila esili.
Shalom, shalom. Good evening to everyone. Shalom, shalom, Chief Rabbi Kish. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, Rabbeinu.
Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, Chief Rabbi Shai Moshe. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom to all of you. Bezrat Hashem, Shavua Tov. Hope that Shabbat went well and that the week start properly, and that also the festival, the Chagim of Shavuot, happened in the best way, Bezrat Hashem. So we will continue our study. We change a bit about the program. We want to give more pleasure, more easier situation for the one who are following us and who are listening to us. We're gonna have specific days with specific languages. Like this, on Monday we will study in English, and on Thursday we're gonna study in French. So by doing that, we're gonna lose some option of Torah study. We will not be able to study more books because we cannot multiply time, we cannot multiply days. But I will try to put inside of the same frame, for example, today, not only the Parashat of the week, but also all the situation touching about the Tikkun Amidot, how to fix one's character traits. And we will also try to open other books. Sometime it could be Midrashim, sometime it could be the Ketuvei Ari. Like this, we're gonna have a shorter limud, because when I had to translate French, English, the study was also longer. Not gonna be short, but we're gonna have a lot of references. So I will ask to you to be more connected to the limud way, because it's your native language. So interaction, questions, and better understanding should be provided, because this is why we make that change and we made that choice. So this is the thing. The limud will be for the Le'ilui Nishmat, the young tzaddik who passed away day after Shavuot. It was bar mitzvah, and cancer brought him to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So Le'ilui Nishmat, the limud will be for the elevation of the soul of Neria. One second, I want to be precise about his name. Sorry. Neria Yosef Oshea Ben Avital Vegidon. So Bezrat Hashem, may HaKadosh Baruch Hu save his soul and help him to go higher and higher in the spiritual world, and to be protective for his family who stood here, and may he have the merit of studying with the tzaddikim, the Kedoshim, Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Yahya Kadosh, Ben Ishchai, and all of them, and to meet our fathers, Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, and the mothers, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Bezrat Hashem. Bezrat Hashem. Shalom, shalom also to everybody on Facebook and on YouTube. Shalom to activist Roots. Shalom, shalom to Malek Ben Yusuf. Sorry. Shalom, shalom. Shalom also to Chief Rabbi El Natan El Hanan. Shalom, shalom. And shalom. And also the Limud.
Shalom,
Shalom. And also the Limud will be for the Refuah Shelema of Rabbi Dylan Jerry Ben Charlie, yes. Bezrat Hashem, Shalom, Rabbanit Rachel. So the limud will be in English, like we have said, and I hope you will enjoy it. And on Thursday, the same topic will be discussed in French, but sometimes the dynamic of language bring you to open different cases, different questions, different options. So for the one who have the possibility to be and in French and in English, I advise you to be there, because you know me, I don't prepare a lot of things. I let the dynamic happen, and according to the question I can receive, sometimes the direction can be a bit different. So Bezrat Hashem, shalom to Rabbi Israel Pondol, shalom to Rabbanit Catherine, shalom, Bezrat Hashem. So we will start with one pasuk. No, one question. My question is, I want you to tell me, is Judaism, is to be Jew, is it a question of spirituality, or is it a question of physicality, genetic? Feel free to give me your answer. When we talk about Jewry, to be a Jew, is it a question of genetic, or
Sélection supprimée.
or a question of let's say spirituality? Who want to give his mindset?
Shalom, Rabbeinu.
Shalom.
Yeah, the question is multidimensional.
Yes.
Multidimensional. Kadosh Baruch Hu, when he made the world to be Elohim to everybody. When he made the world, he was not having in mind to put some people away and take some people. But as the events unfold, then he had to say, okay, take these people and make practice, and from them reach out to the whole world. So now, if you look at it in the first primary view, it will look like Judaism is genetical, because there's a people he took to use them to make its name popular. So it looks like it's genetical. Then, if you look at the greater event of it, you will say that Judaism is a spiritual, because those who doesn't have the genetics of the people he choose, Hakadosh Baruch Hu also wants them to benefit from what he's doing in the world. It's not only the people that have the genetics of Yaakov that he wants inside. They want the whole mankind. He said, "I'm the mighty one of all flesh. Is anything too difficult for me to do?" So he look at it. That's why I say it's multidimensional. From the beginning, when he made the world, he wanted to be Elohim to everybody, but the world did not follow in what he wanted them to do. Then some people who showed interest, he took them to redo the experiment again, or the manifestation again with them, to take it to the whole world. So you look at it in one in view, it looks like it's genetical, but on the greater, bigger picture, it is spiritual. Shalom, Rabbeinu.
Shalom, shalom. So you are saying yes and no, yes, right?
Yes, Rabenu, it's two-dimensional.
Okay. Do we have another answer? Rabbanit Catherine, she said it's a spirituality. Shalom, shalom to Rabbi Dimensiko de Bruyne. Shalom, shalom. So do we have another answer?
Chief Rabbi has let me add a few things too.
Yes.
Having navigated through times of my Torah learning, I came to discover and experience that what it could mean spiritual to me may not be spiritual to somebody else. Within the Jewish world, it became a kind of a tradition for others who are trying to live their own life. But to me, what the others are calling as a spiritual, to me, it was dry. Does not speak to me, and did not speak to me, because I need to connect myself to something that speaks to me. So to me, to Judaism, to me, it's in a form that I'm seeing and I have experienced. It does not speak to me the way I expected it to speak to me. So to me, it's from my little corner. It's not spiritual. It's a form of life. It's a form of life that perhaps is and not perhaps that is appreciated by others. But from my angle and from my root and from my background, hard to say, perhaps, and perhaps not safe to say, particularly from a person at the level of a rabbi. But this is what I experience, what I've experienced, and what I see. Thank you very much, Chief Rabbi Pinchas.
Thank you very much, Chief Rabbi Natan Hanan. Do we have another answer? Maybe we can listen. To be Jew, to be Israel, spiritual or genetical? Shalom, shalom, Chief Rabbi Ishai Moshe.
Shalom, shalom. I was about to ask about the definition of Jew, but just after Chief Rabbi Pinchas said to be Jew or to be Israel, so so no. If we start with the question of Jewry, I would ask what is to be Jew? When the term Jew come from, and is it connected to Israel? Because for me, maybe if we talk in Jews' perspective, it have been brought to let's say to lead us in materiality or genetics. We connect to Israel. Israel is a status that Yaakov obtained. So it's only spirituality.
Toda Rabba. Thank you very much. So thank you for your answers. You can see that the answer is not so easy, because actually we can never divide or separate spirituality from physicality. Even if we should not use physicality in its own like the total expression of things, we should keep in mind that high level of spirituality have to be manifest in the physicality, meaning that there is no signification to be a high and spiritual man or woman and not to bring that level to be seen at the physical level. So, like said Chief Rabbi Kish, like I've also said Chief Rabbi El Natan Hanan, and like also have said Chief Rabbi Ishai Moshe, we have to start with the dimension of spirituality. The dimension of spirituality is basically where the work have to happen. And this is where the change, the movement, the evolution have to be seen first. But at the end of the day, physicality, meaning your body language, the way you look at things, the way your hands behave in front of sins or in front of holiness, the way your tongue works in front of holiness or in front of transgression, the way your beard become white, the way you cut your hair, the way you dress, all these things which are materiality, in a certain level, they can be the extension of spirituality. But it doesn't mean that materiality at its first level will be the expression of physicality. But it can be. Why am I saying all this? Because if you talk with any rabbi now in the world, they will tell you Judaism, it's Torah and it's also genetic. They will never separate both of them. They will never say, no, Judaism, it's only Torah. If you say that, they will not be happy because they fight so much to protect the lineage with the specific laws of family purity that they can never say and accept the fact that physicality could not be, or genetic could not be connected to Judaism. So for all the rabbis today, from the Pashtanim till the rabbis of Sod, yes, Judaism is a question also of genetic. So if it is so, and we agree about that point, we have to open another gate. When we talk about Moshe marrying a Isha Kushit, is it only spirituality or is it also physicality? When we talk about the fact that Moshe's first wife was a black woman, should we consider that point only on physical aspect or only on spiritual aspect or both of them? So let's do like the rabbis do on the other topic. We're going to consider the both solution. Why? Because generally in this world, you have different category of people being submitted to the others. First of all, even if it's not my choice, even if it's not the way I like to see life, but we have to say that the last centuries have shown to us that the black people, the African people, the African American people, they are under the economic, political, historical domination of the Caucasians. This is the reality. There's nothing to deal with racism, it's the fact. And when you take that big map and you make it smaller, you will see that in that proportion, you will see that the poor among the black population, they will be under the black one who will be rich. And so on and so on. And the one who have handicap will be under maybe the last level. And you have also the woman. Women in all the societies, like you can say now, generally, they will be put in the second side. second level, second class, based on the fact that they considered that the society, spirituality have to be led by men. So when you are a woman, no matter where you are from, generally you have to fight with that mindset of being considered like a second class human being. When you add to that situation the fact that that woman will be a black woman, this become harder. Meaning, black women are suffering more than the black men. But both of them, because of their color of the skin, they suffer more than the Caucasian ones. This is reality. Are you following me?
Yes, Rabbeinu.
תודה רבה. So now, why I start like this? Because I can already see question coming. I can already see people talking to say, no, why this limud will be a big promotion for the black woman? No, why not? You just have said before that Torah and Judaism, it's also about genetic. So when you find the corner in your Torah to talk about genetic, why do you don't keep that mindset also when it comes about talking about black women? Why suddenly when it comes about the black woman, it become only spiritual? Because we wanted to hide this. So when you have to talk about genetic, you for your own, you can find thousands of psukim to prove that genetic is actually here. And when it's about to keep the same mindset to talk about a pasuk in the Torah, it's even not a commentary in the Zohar, it's even not something from the Sods, a pasuk in the Torah telling you that Moshe's wife, first wife, was Isha Kushit, you start to give strange explanations. So let's start. Once now we have done the introduction. See with me. Parashat Behaalotekha. Parashat Behaalotekha. Sorry. Here's what he said. The first pasuk. ותדבר מרים ואהרון במשה על אודות על האישה הכושית אשר לקח כי אישה חושית לקח. Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moshe because of the Cushite woman he had taken into his own house as his wife. He took a Cushite woman. Let's try to see commentary. Rashi, let's go. What's a Rashi? Let's read. Rashi start. She opened the conversation, therefore, scripture mentioned her first. So it says that for Rashi, Miriam started the discussion, meaning brother and sister want to do Lashon Hara about the other brother. And whence did Miriam know that Moshe had separated himself from his wife? For this was the statement she made, Rashi below. So what say Rashi? Rashi said the topic of Miriam was to talk about the fact that Moshe gave a get. Moshe divorced Tzipporah. Okay. Rabbi Natan answered, Miriam was beside Tzipporah when she was told to Moshe, Eldad and Medad were professing in the camp. When Tzipporah heard this, she exclaimed, who to the wife of this, if they have anything to do with prophecy? For they will separate from their wives, just as my husband has separated from me. It was from this that Miriam knew about it, and she told it to Aaron. Now, what was the case with Miriam, who had no intention to disparage him? She was punished thus severely. How much the more will this be so in the case of one who intentionally speaks in disparagement of his follower. Rashi. So for Rashi, the question is done. And it's simple for Rashi. You say, look, all this pasuk, we are talking about Tzipora. Shalom, shalom, Rabbi Yochanan, shalom, 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 shalom. Toda Rabba and Catherine, but the problem came to physicality, like in Russian. Oh, yes, exactly. So for Rashi, the question is simple. Moshe, because of his position of prophet, decided to divorce Tzipora. And when Tzipora heard that Eldad and Medad, who were also brothers of Moshe, because when Amram separated from Yocheved, you have Mahloket, it seems to be that Amram had 2 more kids, or Yocheved had 2 more kids. It depends. So they are brothers of Moshe and Aaron and Miriam. They had prophecy. When Moshe prayed for the first Sanhedrin to receive the soul, his one part of his soul. And they say, okay, here we have new prophets in the camp. And for Rashi, Miriam said at that moment, oh, I've heard Tzipora making some remarks, saying that I would not like to be the wives of these new prophets because my husband is separate from me. So for Rashi, the Lashon Hara of Miriam was on the fact that Moshe gave a get or didn't take care, of his wife because of the duty of being prophet. So my first question, did you know about this Rashi? Have you ever read it? And what is your position about that? Feel free to talk.
Moi, je l'ai appris à la yeshiva.
In English. We are in English only.
Oh, sorry. I learned that when I was younger in Chabad yeshiva, and yeah, most likely I just I didn't give it a lot of thought. You know, it was way before I understood.
Okay. Toda Rabba Chief Rabbi Zohar. Do we have other answers?
So I didn't learn so much about Rashi. I didn't have the zchut with Hashem, but Hashem brought me directly from our Chachamim. So that's Hashem. But I just wrote some of them, the first part, but not in the totality. So this one I didn't know.
So look with me. This answer, this is not the position of the sages of Sod. Not only the sages of Sod, also the sages, the Tanaim, because when you will see the remarks we're going to bring, you'll understand that the Tanaim, the Knesset Agdola, they knew about this story. So look with me. What's happened now? Shalom, shalom, Chief Rabbi Moshe. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom, Rabbi.
Shalom, shalom. So look what happened now with Ari Kadosh. Ari Kadosh say like this. The same pasuk. You see? ותדבר Miriam ve'Aaron b'Moshe al odot. So this is the pasuk we have in this parasha. So I say like this. Let me put it like this. Maybe people want to see me explain it better. It say like this. אמר לי מוריזל כי שמע מחכם אחד גדול שבדורו ושמו הרב קלונימוס ז"ל עניין זה שנאמר עתה והוא הנה מצאנו ראינו כי יעקב אבינו עליו השלום נקבר גופו ועצמותו Atzmotav Be'eretz Israel. So it's basically, Rabbi Chaim Vital said, look, I had a discussion with my master Arya Kadosh, and he gave to me an explanation about that pasuk, about the Lashon Hara that Miriam did. He said, one rabbi, a Chacham, spoke to my master Arya Kadosh, telling him, look, to understand this pasuk, you have to know something else. That we have three main persons who are Yaakov, Yosef, and Moshe. And we have to check the connection between their burial and their life. Yaakov, you will see that the body and the bones were buried in Eretz Israel. And he continues. והסיבאו כי ועצמותיו בארץ ישראל, ויוסף נקברו עצמותיו ולא גופו. He said, look, for Yosef is different. Only the bones have been buried, but not the body. ומשה לא גופו ולא עצמותיו. And for Moshe, it was not the body, neither the body, nor the bones. והסיבה הוא כי ארץ ישראל היא כנגד אשת חיל, יראת Hashem. You say, why? Because to be buried in Eretz Israel, you have to be married to a valiant woman who fears God, who fears Hashem. ולפי שיעקב לא נשא את תמנה, אחות לוטן, he said, look, if the marriage to be buried in Eretz Israel depend on your wife, this explains why Yaakov refused to marry Timnah. You say, why? Timnah, the sister of Lotan, she was supposed to marry Yaakov. Yaakov refused, and she will marry afterward Eliphaz. That's why Yaakov deserved to be buried in Eretz Israel, bones and body. We are in Shar Apsukim, Parashat Behaalotekha, Daf Kuf Tzadik Aleph, for the one who have the PDF or the book. And look, he said, and Yosef, what's happened with Yosef? Why only the bones in the land of Israel and not the body? Yosef lefi shechata b'machshava. It's because Yosef sins had sinned in the fault. What is that sin he made in the fault? He was thinking to go with the wife of his master. You know the story. He said, Yatsu tipe azera mi ben tzipornav. That's why he have lost seeds from the nails, from his nails. Aval lo yeshli ma'aseh hara'u. But because he didn't made that action, meaning it was in the thought, but not in the physicality, the bones had the merit to be buried in the land of Israel, but not the body, because when you lose seeds, you basically made your body impure. So what we understand here, people, for example, who practice masturbation, no matter if you're a man or a woman, if you think about someone, that thought brings you to bring up waters, like we said in the Kabbalah. Bringing up waters is meaningful for the man and woman, you understand. This will make your body impure and will be considered like a sin at the level of the body. You understand the thing? You think about someone and Chas v'Shalom you masturbate, this is considered like you had performed the sin in your body, but not in your bones. You get it?
Yes, Rabbi.
Toda. So I said, because of that, what's happened with Yosef? Only the body, only the bones will be buried in the land of Israel. Vezarkam beisha zarai. So he said, even look what he said here. He said, when you think about someone has shalom by masturbating, it's considered that you are sending your waters on that person. That's why you'd see zarkam, lizrok, to spread something out towards something. באישה זרעי, ולכן נגברו עצמותיו ולא גופו. That's why the bones and not the body. ומשה, now look, when we talk about Moshe, שעלה לארץ כוש. So now the story is serious. Rashi, why didn't you mention the fact that Moshe went on the land of Kush? Mention it. Say, talk about it. Because we all know that Tzipporah, she's not from Kush. We all know that Tzipporah, she's from Midian. So when the Torah said that Moshe married a Cushite woman, Midian and Kush, it's known. It's two different people, two different countries, two different areas. So do you really think that we will not see it in the text? That Tzipporah, she's not Kushite. So look, it says Moshe, Ari Kadosh, he said, look, Moshe went first in the land of Kush when he was a king. V'yashav sham mem shana, and he stood there 40 years. This part we studied so much, so some of you are used with this text. But we're going to see deeper things today. He stood there 40 years. Ve'lakar bekidushin. He gave a ketubah. Sheva brachot. He married halachically that woman. Bekidushin. Et Eshet Ameler Akushit. The widow of the king of Kush, who died just before. Kebaal im ishto, like a husband and a wife. Kaniska besefer divrayamim shel Moshe, like it's written in the chronicle of Moshe's actions, let's say. Ve'af al pi shelo karav elea. He said, even if we know that they didn't perform the yichud, they didn't have intimacy. He said, you see, you have the physicality of the wedding, but the inner dimension wasn't performed. Lachel lo nikva be'eretz Israel. So because of that, he didn't deserve to be buried in the land of Israel. ולא גופו ולעצמותיו. עם כל זה, על כן דברי החכם הזה. So he said, this is what the Chacham said. But look what Rabbi Chavital said. He said, Vemorizala osif al devarav. He said, look, now Ari Kadosh, my master, will add some details about what was expressed. So this Chacham, Clonimus, he had a tradition, which it can be traced way before, since the Tanaim. And he said, how come Rashi didn't have that tradition? It's another question. So look what he said. Arakadosh ad. What is the Lashon Hara of Miriam here? Let's make a small pause. Tikkun Amidot. You can be the sister of a prophet, the sister of the higher priest. Shalom, shalom, Rabbanit, my favor. Shalom, 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 shalom. You can be a prophet yourself. Always be careful about your midot. You are never covered about that sin. You can always fall, even in small things. So look what Arakadosh said. He said, ומוריזה הוסיף על דבריו, מה שנאמר עתה והוא כי הנה, למעלה אמר כי אלדד ומדעד מתנאבים במחנה. Say, look, he's taking exactly the same references as Rashi made. Rashi started with the topic of Eldad Medad. He took it from the explanation of Rabbi Natan. Amru Razal, Gimel, what is Gimel? We have it here, Sefer Alikutim. Okay, no, Gimel. Sanhedrin Yud Zain, Yud Vav, Yud Zain. He said, look, say, what's happened here? He said, Eldad and Medad, they said that Moshe will die. And Yehoshua will bring the people in the land of Canaan. ואז, ותדבר מרים ואהרון בעניין זה של משה. So, based on that, because Eldad and Medad, they say Moshe will die and Yehoshua will bring the people in the land of Canaan, Miriam start to talk with Aaron. What is that? Why Moshe have to die? For sure, if he have to die, the sin is standing in his hands or on his hands. והיו נושאים ונותנים וחוקרים. So they were questioning, checking, analyzing why Moshe have to die and not be allowed to bring the people in the land of Israel. That was their main question. And he said, לדעת סיבת מיתת Moshe, to know why Moshe had to die. קודם שייכנס לארץ, before to enter the land. כי עדיין לא נתברר להם טעמו של הדבר היה בחטאו הסלע. They didn't understood, they didn't have the reason now to understand that one of the reasons why Moshe will not enter will be the sin of the rock, when he's gonna eat the rock. כי זה המעשה היה אחר מיתת מרים בפרשת חוקת. C'est because that situation will happen after the death of Miriam, which is in the Parashat Chukat. ואז עלתה הסכמתם, כי טעמו של הדבר היה לפי שאישה כושית לקחה בלקיחה גמורה כאשתו בכל דבר. So bad. When they were checking, trying to know what's going on, what's happened with Moshe, why he have to die before the time, why he should not enter with us in the land, and so on. They even didn't knew that they will not enter the land. Because Aaron will die in the mountain Orah, and Miriam will die, even them, but they didn't knew. So they are checking, trying to know why Moshe have to be out of the land, to die before. And they found that story. They said, no, for sure, Moshe, when he was in the land of Kush, he did something wrong with that wedding. Because for them, the question is not, did he married or didn't he married? The question for them was, did he went till the end? Or did he have the power to stay away from her in terms of intimacy 40 years? That was the Lashon Hara. The Lashon Hara of Miriam and Aaron in the Parashat Behaalotekha, it was, we know our brother is strong. He can be Kohen, he can be king, he can be prophet. But we are men and women. 40 years in front of a woman who is here in front of you, you cannot resist. It's Moshe. We are also the same. We know how it is. So Moshe, for sure, he didn't pass that test because they knew it was a test. To marry her, but not to go in intimacy with her. What is the test behind that? The test behind that is the secret of the black woman. The test behind that, in terms of spirituality, is the secret of the kosher. Any single woman, no matter if you are white, yellow, green, you can have that spirituality also of the Isha Kushit. and you need it. So like we said that before, you have physicality and you have spirituality. So we're gonna try to understand the secret of the physicality of the black woman, and we're gonna also explain the secret of the spirituality of being a Isha Kushit for every single Bat Israel. What is the Isha Kushit? Why do you have to be that Isha Kushit? Why is it important that Moshe perform that test? ולכן לא נכנס לארץ כנזכר בשם החכם הנזכר. So I said, this is what Ari Kadosh had. So in 5 minutes, we just correct Rashi. Shalom, shalom, Rabbi Igor Chibangu, shalom, shalom. Rabbi Daniel Tuviana, shalom, shalom. So you see, in 5 minutes, we have correct Rashi. Is the story more clear in your mind now? Do you now understand better what was in the hands of the Mekubalim, of the Tanaim, of the prophets, of the Knesset Agdola? Do you understand what was the key in their hands or not?
Yes, Rabbi.
תודה רבה, Chief Rabbi Moshe. Do we have any question, please? Now.
Shalom, Rabbeinu.
Shalom, shalom. Chief Rabbi Kish.
Yes, can you help me out? The secret now, is it is it concerning the Isha Kushites? Is it the secret they have, Mekubalim?
One more time. I didn't understand the question.
Now, I understand what you said about the importance of the Isha Kushite, the black woman. So,
Yeah.
so the Mekubalim, the important thing they had now, is it this Isha Kushite they have or what?
Mm-hmm. We will see how that situation is handled by the Mekubalim and the meaning of that situation. Yes, Chief Rabbi Zohar.
Which one is a bigger sin? Is it a sin that he did not touch the Isha Kushit, or is it a sin that he married someone and he did not consummate the marriage? Because we have also mitzvahs, be fruitful and multiply. And if you marry a woman, there's one of the requirements that you have to perform that task, that you have to decide clothing her, feeding her, etc. This is one of the important tasks to perform. So which one is a bigger sin?
It's very simple. The biggest sin, it's when you're dealing with the Isha Kushite, is to have that intimity, because there's rules. But I will explain what are that rules, and this will help us to understand how come in Africa, in West Indies, in America, in the black community, the African American community, the African community, when immorality enters, it's really go bad. There's something with the way the African woman, the black woman is I'm almost saying betrayed, or the way she's treated. Because you see, in America, you have the concept of baby mama. You see, you have a black woman, she became like the woman who's gonna carry the baby, and that's a whole role. You have one baby mama, two baby mama, four baby mama. You know better than me. You are the chief rabbi of the area, right?
Yeah.
Same thing in Africa. We see the problem. We all know the previous generation. Yes, for sure, man has a lot of value, but the behavior against our mothers, grandmothers, I will not say I will not target our parents because it's it's forbidden to have any judgmental value about your parents, your grandparents, but it's analyzing the society. The women of the generation in Africa, they suffered. You know how many how many babies the father and grandfathers were doing here and there? Not asking, not telling you you are doing your life, you are cooking for him, till then, and one day brings to you is one of the kids, is your brothers. And the mom, she doesn't say anything, she shut up, she stay in the corner. Am I lying? If I'm lying, stop me.
Non, surtout dans la semaine des militaires et tout.
English.
Especially in the time of the military time in Haiti, like when men used to go to different towns. A lot of
Well,
stories
during
like
the
that.
post-colonial period, it's because of the slavery, people were sold. So the black man, he was accustomed to be sold to different families. By doing that, he was basically creating new seeds in every place that he was sold to. On the other hand, the black woman was forced to become a man, do the work of a mother and work of a man during the slavery period, because their husbands were sold, and then they stayed there taking care of the kids and do the work of a slave. Sometimes on the field, the cotton field, working as like just like a man, or inside of the house there was a whole interaction that she probably had with the owner of the house, which was the white man. Sometimes she had kids with the owner of the house. That child usually was raised inside of the house and was usually a mulatto child inside of the house who didn't know that the father was the owner of the farm. At the same time, some parents or some owners of the farm would not accept that child and make them work on the field like with the other kids. So it's a very complex discussion because in all the Americas, we see the relationship between, I'm talking about post-slavery period, post-colonial period, where is developed this concept of alcoholism because all the slavery above the slavery area, there was a lot of alcohol. So when the slavery would come from Africa. By the time they would get to the Americas, they were already contaminated by the alcohol that would drop in their bodies because it took weeks and weeks for them to arrive. So there's a multiple per se disease. I'm going to say the word disease. They were forced into the African slave, where the effect for generations that behavior in society. That's my humble contribution.
תודה רבה, צ'יף. אבא יתרו משה. שלום, שלום. שלום, שלום, רבנו לחיים אוג'י. שלום, שלום. Rabbi Zechariah. You know, the black African American woman, the black woman, put the adjective you want. They suffer too much. We African Americans, we know the quality they had and we profit. Let's be real. We profit and we always push the lines and they always accept. And we are the first to be unhappy when she will marry a Jew from Yemen, Teman, or from Russia, or from Why are you angry? Why are you nervous? Do you see the way you treat her? How come we have that problem? You can go everywhere in the world. Only in Africa you will see excision. How do you get that mindset? Why do you need to make that operation which is unhuman on women? What did they do to you? All the problem you have is the pleasure for her. You don't want her to have that situation of self-pleasure. Sorry for the term. I want to open the topic in front of you. And you, Torah, is telling you, look, Moshe, you prophet, married a black woman. Sefer HaYashar. Look what he say. Sefer HaYashar. And when Bilam, the magician, saw that the city was taken, he opened the gates and fled into Egypt to Pharaoh with his 2 sons and 8 brothers. So now you know that Bilam had 8 brothers, which make 11, which is the number of the shell of impurity. That's why we have 11 elements in the Ketouret. And he said, and they are the magician and sorcerers men tuned in the book of the law as standing up against Moshe when Hashem brought the plague over Egypt. And after Moshe had captured the city through his wisdom, keep that word, through his wisdom, the sons of Kush placed him upon the throne instead of Kikianus, their kings, who died just before the war. And they put the regal crown upon his head, and they gave him Adoniah. Now she has a name. So with all the respect we have for the Rabbeinu Rashi, it's not Tzipora. We have sources. Adoniah. So Rashi, sorry, this pasuk is a national anthem for black women in the physicality and for the one who acquired that black woman spirituality. We're gonna talk, don't worry. They gave him Adoniah, their queen, for a wife. But Moshe feared Hashem of his ancestors, the Lord of his ancestors, and he never came near unto her, not did he return even his eyes toward her. For Moshe remembered that Abraham caused his servant Eliezer to swear, saying, "Thou shalt not take for my son Yitzhak a wife from the daughter of Canaan." And that Yitzhak did likewise when Yaakov fled from before his brothers, saying to him, "For shall not take a wife from the daughter of Canaan, and not intermarry with all the sons of Ham. For Hashem of God gave Ham, the son of Noah, with all the children and his seeds, the slave, to the children of Shem and Yafet." Oh, so is it for being slaves? Or is there a secret behind these words? I'll help you out. Don't read like this. There's a secret behind. Don't think that it was negative. Don't think that they are basically the bottom of bottoms. You will understand in a few minutes. Just be patient. One second. Here it is. And all the children of Kush loved Moshe. Sorry. So if you decide to put a man as a king in your country, and if that man was, like you are maybe thinking now, was a hater about the Bnei Ham, a hater about the Canaanim, how come you love the man? We are not crazy. All these texts, when you read before, they explain to you that the people, the rulers of Ham, they were people of wisdom. How come they loved him? We just have read something negative before, according to our mindset, according to our wisdom. How come do you have love for that type of behavior? Look, they loved Moshe for all the days that he ruled over them, and all the inhabitants of Kush were greatly afraid of Moshe. What does it mean? A negative behavior? You give to him such respect. What is behind? And for his 40th years of the kingdom of Moshe of Kush, Moshe was sitting up on his throne with the queen Adoniah before him. So what does it mean before him? If she's in front of him, you see her. And all the princes were sitting around them, and Adoniah spoke before the king and the princes, saying, That is these things which you have to done, O children of Cush, these many days. You see how she's talking. 40 years. Your husband never showed to you any love. Let me talk from the corner of African culture. Hey, our fathers, they have no time to show you love. I think it's pretty the same in North America. I think it's pretty the same in South America. Our fathers, it's barely if you can say I love you. You don't say. No, in Africa we come, sit, eat, move. They don't show any love. And look, she's the same. 40 years. No any sign of love. And she came, she's not screaming. Hi. No, she said, look, all this year, not all this year, 2 years, not 4 years, 40 years. 40 years. Do you know what it is? 40 years. Even 7 years. Some woman, they say, I have no time. You will never marry me. Leave me alone. She stood 40 years accepting the fact that this man is not maybe not attracted. I don't know. I'm his wife. And that's it. And she's there talking with so much respect in front of the rulers. This is the respect that we have to show to our sisters, mothers, grandmothers, wives, if you are married. Remember, we are dealing with genetic and spirituality. If you are from Morocco, if you are from Germany, and this is your mindset, don't worry. In my limud today, you are a black woman. It's not to make apology, a racial apology, apological racial. No, it's to talk about the secret beyond that. And we didn't open the topic yet. We will be done in 20 minutes. Look, she suffered so much. And she came, she's talking with a small voice. You know, all this year, okay, let's see what's happened all these years. He said, children of Kush, these many years, know ye know that within the 40 years that this man reigned over Kush, he had not come near me, nor had he served the gods of the children of Kush. So he said, even when we try to let him know that there's other option regarding the spirituality, he said, no, there's a way I can make you succeed. Let me connect you to the higher spirituality, because it's also yours, Bnei Kush, said Moshe. Look, now therefore hear me, all my children of Kush. and suffer this man no longer to rule over us, for he is not of our flesh. Behold, he is my oldest son, Minairis, and let him be your kings. For verily it is better for you to serve the son of your master than to serve a stranger, a former slave to the king of Egypt. Now you can recognize our mom, right? Our grandmom. You know, when they decide it's finished for you, when they start to give that words they're like spears. They can kill you with words. When your mom decides to say, "Hey, it's over, come here," and she starts to tell you all the truth she know about you and the way she analyzes your behavior, she can kill you with words. So she stood 40 years silent. But when she said Sava, she said, "Look, this man was a slave, huh?" You see now how she's talking. So how can you say that type of things when you spend 40 years to be silent? This is the black woman. When she turn off, it's finished. You cannot block her. She will finish you at the moment. You all have that example in mind. She have no pity. When she said it's over, she offered. Okay, she took. Okay, no problem. Okay. That's it. When she said that's it, even your father is 2 meters tall. He will sit. I'm telling you. He will sit. Where that power? What does it mean? What is all these things? Who is she? What is that spirituality for the one who were not born black? What is the spirituality for the one who were born black but never tried to understand that spirituality which is standing in their physicality? What is that? What is that black woman? Why are we so strange in front of her? Even we know it. We know the way we are. Let's be real. We know the way we are. You can be here. You can marry your Ashkenazi woman, Sephardic woman. But when you will see that black woman marry the Sephardic one, you will say, what are you doing? You feel that, what is that strange behavior? Where does it come from? We're going to have answer very soon. Look, we finished that topic. He said, look, he was a servant. And the people heard the word which Adoniah was spoken. Of course they heard. She's finishing everybody here. No one can talk. She is saying words that everybody knows was true. Even if they loved him, he was one of them. But when you have to separate, you have to put the light on the differences. This is the way you separate. You never separate by enlightening the connection, the link, the good moment. No. You separate by enlightening the problems. Or the thing that used to be a problem, but it changed with time. And they heard the words which Adoniah had spoken in their hearing, and they were in consultation until evening. And next morning they arose and made Menares the son of Kikanus king of Kush. And all the sons of Kush were afraid to put forth their hands against Moshe, for the Lord Hashem was with him. And the sons of Kush remembered the oath which they have sworn unto Moshe, and therefore they will do to him no harm. So they gave unto Moshe many gifts. So he said, look, she spoke so hardly, so badly. Let's say, you know what, that black woman, when she starts, she spoke so badly that they even start to think to beat the guy. You see what's happened? You see the thing? You love your king. 40 years is here. Everybody is happy. just before it was written, they loved him, she said 2 sentences. They were about to beat him. I would say, no, we should not beat him because, the God, God is with him. And we make an oath. So they were more afraid by the oath they made than by the fact of him being with God. So now we made oath. Let's give gift. So look, many gifts give into Moshe, many gifts, and they sent him away from them with great honors. Thus, Moshe left the land of Kush, and he went his way after he ceased to be a king of Kush, over Kush. And Moshe was 67 years of age when he departed from the land of Kush, and this was ordained by Hashem. For the time had come which he had appointed his time of old, when he was to bring forth the children of Israel from affliction of son of Ham. Now listen. To understand what's going on here, Shalom, shalom, Habi Gideon, shalom, shalom. To understand what's going on here, to understand the secret behind that topic, we need one text. Shar Halikutim on the same pasuk. Here's the Shar Halikutim. One second. Shar Halikutim, Parashat Behaalotekha. Now you will understand, and we will give answers to all the questions we opened. So look what Arakadosh is saying. ותדבר מרים ואהרון במשה על אודות על האיש הכושית. And Miriam and Aaron was talking about the story of the Isha Kushite, the Kushite woman. Arakadosh is talking now. כבר פירשתי במאמר אחר. I already told you in another place. הנה, דברו מרים ואהרון במשה. Said the לשון הרע was made by Miriam and Aaron about Moshe. על אודות על האישה אשר לקחה בכוש. On the story of his wedding in the land of Kush. מה שאמור רז"ל בדברי הימים של משה. It said, you have all the story in the book we are open now, ספר ישר. We saw the text. So the book we wrote now, which is in Sepharia, where we saw that the Kushite woman was called Adoniah. That reference, this is what is quoted here. It says, Arakadosh telling you, use that reference to understand all this pasuk. Omnam, Moshe Rabbeinu dacha ota. He said, look, but Moshe pushed her back, basically. What does it mean? V'na'atz cherev beno bena. And he put like a sword between him and her. Ve'asod shedacha ota. So here is the secret why he never had intimacy with her. Or if you want, here is the secret why black men, African American men, have a strange behavior with the black woman, or the African American woman, or the women, no matter where they are from, with that African or that Kushite mindset. What does it mean to be Isha Kushite? What does it mean to be Isha Kushite? How do you make that identity yours? This Arakadosh will tell you something that you will never find anywhere in any religion. Is telling you, making for you the promotion of trying to acquire the spirituality of the black woman. like a gift that should be purchased. You have to work to get that. This is a must, and Moshe did it. He went to that place in order to have that connection. So it's crazy. We don't understand what does it mean to have sisters, wife, mom, grandmom, African American, or even if she is white, let's say, with that African mindset or that African American mindset. What does it mean? We are the chief rabbinate of Africa. We have to define it in terms of halakha. Because all this topic we are opening is not to be flowery or to talk, no, it's to bring halakha and minhagim in Nusakh Afriki. So look, he said, why Moshe behave with her like that? He said, look, Ota, da, he said, you have to know, ki ikar lev netivot em me abba. Say, you have to know that the 32 paths of wisdom, they are from Abba, which is wisdom, Chokhmah. Please follow me well, because this is the pinnacle of the limud. He said, look, you have to know that the 32 paths of wisdom, they are mainly from Abba. Who is Abba? It's wisdom, Chokhmah. וכל אחד כלול מ10. And say, look, inside of every single path, there are 32. So if inside of any single one of them, you have 10 sphirot inside. If you want, you have 10 level of spirituality inside of each other. Ole, shach. So 32 multiplied by 10, it's 320. Shach. Veshorsham chamisha. And he say all these 300 we are talking about, it's basically the total of the shades of wisdom. When you talk about wisdom, you have to know that wisdom can be defined in 32 ways. But within that 32 ways, you do have in total 10 level of shades in all the 32 ways. That bring me to understand that wisdom possesses 320 shades. Are you following me? Is it okay?
Yes, Chief Rabbi Finkas.
Yes, yes.
תודה רבה, Chief Rabbi Ishai. Okay. Now, one second. Just by the way, this is why the book of Shlomo, Proverbs, it's exactly 31 chapter. And the 32nd, it's the Kolel. You get it?
No question.
Yes.
Exactly that. So he said like this, Kadosh. He said, look, when you have all these shades, you have to know that shades are divided in 5 groups. So these bring us to understand that how many elements do we have in each group? We can make the calculation. We can make the calculation. 320 divided by 5.
64.
64. Imakolel. 65. Gematria of
Adanut.
Adanut. Adonia. Oh, you get it?
Ah. Good question.
This is the point. So Adonai, Aleph, Dalet, Nun, Yud. And here you have Adonia, meaning that after the Yud, you have the He, to say that there's 5 groups. So Adonia, the wife of Moshe that you have seen, she is all the shades. My brother, my sister, Chachamim, Tzadikim. The black woman, she is the incarnation of wisdom. If there's something we don't know how to behave with, it's wisdom. Because wisdom is patient, can afford silence, has good midot. But wisdom is the level of father. When the father starts to stay stop, no one can talk. This is exactly what we have seen. So first answer, the spirituality of the Isha Kushit is to understand that wisdom have to be yours. The dimension of the black woman, when she has activated that proudness of being who she is and where she is, it's connected to the dimension of wisdom, chokhmah. But look, he said, Are shacha. So he said, the 320 shades plus the 5 group, you have the famous 325, what we call dinim, shacha dinim, because it's Adonia. Velazeh Moshe Shaya Beyesodaba. He said, look, this level is connected to Moshe, who is rooted in his soul in the place we call the Yesod, foundation of Abba. I will explain, don't worry. Dacha et akushit v'na'at cherev beno bena. So because Moshe was the Yesod of Abba, Ishakushit was the Malchut of Abba. I will explain, don't worry. Ve'inyan she'anu omrim beza. Now look, it's a ve'inyan. Here's the topic. She'anu omrim beza gadlut ve'katnut. הגדלות הוא בריבוי המים, והקטנות הוא במיעוט הרחמים, והריבוי הדין באותו אופן. Say, look, you have to know that when we talk about Za, so let me show to you something to help you with what will be explained now. So look, it's like this. When Hakadosh say, when we talk about Za, so you have to understand that what is Za? You see Yud K Vav K. I take the Vav and I make it a person. Not a person, spirituality. He said that Vav is called, in the language of the sage, Zair. Sorry, there's a mistake here.
Y.
Zair Anpin. What is Zair Anpin? We take the first letter. This is Za. This is the famous Za that we always see in the text of Hakadosh. So when you see za, zain aleph, we are basically talking about the vav of yud ke vav ke. Follow me well, because we're gonna understand what is the black woman and what is the spirituality of what we call the black woman Ishakushit. He said, when you have za, let's say this is all the vav, you have two levels. You have the head and you have the body. So when we make that vav like a human being, we can find out different timeline. There's a time of him being like a child. That's time where the vav is like a child. It's called katnut, smallness. And when the same vav, through different mitzvot, halachot, ma'asim tovim, become adult, we called it gadlut. So let's go back. So Akadoshi said, look, when we talk about za, and we use the term of gadlut or katnut, you see here is za in aleph. When we say gadlut or katnut, you have to know that greatness, when he's like an adult, when the vav is like an adult, he said it's the meaning of plenty of waters. He said, understand that adult level for the vav, greatness, it's plenty of waters. I will explain. And when we talk about katnut, meaning is like a child, we have very few quantity of, he's not talking about waters, he say of rachamim, of pity. So why you don't use the same word, say a very few quantity of waters? Or here say it's like plenty of rachamim. There's a reason why. Plenty of waters, understand that it's plenty of pity. Small quantity of waters, understand that it's small quantity of pity. Ou beribuya din be auto often. So when we miss waters, what's happened? We have a lot of dinim. Now understand. רוצה לומר, באותו נתיבה יש לאבא ואמא, שחפי ערר הזעיר קר משפיעין לו אבא ואמא, ועל זה בקטנות ובבחינת המלכות של אבא, והוא בחינת כושית, ובגדלות יוצא ציפורה. He said, now look, I make it simple. He said, basically, Tzipora and the Isha Kushit, they are from, it's the same, it's two faces of the same coin. Malchut of Abba. He said, when we are dealing with plenty of waters, this is Tzipora. But when we are dealing with small quantity of pity, this is the Kushite woman. All both sides have been created by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So now what does it mean? According to what I have explained, everything the African woman, shalom, 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 Rabbi Yokuma, shalom, shalom. According to what I've explained, the African woman, the African American woman, they suffered so much. How can we barely think that they are full of negative energy? They are full of, let's say, dinim, rigorous. Let's talk. Let's be real. There's some tendency telling you, look, why, you know me, I put everything on the table, we talk. They ask to people in Africa, in West Indies, in America, why more and more black men are attracted by white women. Have you heard about the question, right?
Yes, Chief Rabbi Pinras.
Abanim, are you here?
Yes, I think
Just
Chief Rabbi Nathan also respond, but I think the mic was not off or there's a problem because we hear him, but maybe you cannot hear him.
Okay. So if you can hear Rabbi Nathan, if you have question, please repeat it for me because I didn't hear. Sorry. More and more. Let's be real, Rabbanim. We are in front of black women. Let's be real. I'm a rabbi. I receive a lot of tons of message. I know what's going on. Most of the time they said, no, the white women, they are more kind. They talk, with that very nice voice. Am I lying?
Yes.
The Torah is explaining you things we are living now. It's always the same topic. And when even you talk, you hear the black woman talking in a small circle. They are tired. Because in the same time, they know they have to carry a lot. And when you have to carry a lot, you are not here to play games. You have a lot of responsibility. You have a lot of things to do. You have a lot of things to handle. You don't have time and place for anything else except making things work. And you see this man comes say, no, you are too violent. You are too violent. You don't have a small voice. When you talk, it's always violence. And I'm telling you, many African men, they say, no, I rather like the white woman because she's calm, she's nice. This is what the Torah is telling you. She is the dinim. She is the rigorous dimension. Don't consider that it's negative. She is, we know that the dinim, they came first at life. So she is the grand sister, if you want, of Tzipporah. That's why she was married first. No time. But you know the truth. You want that small voice. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just explaining the mindset. Say the truth. Because the African American women are suffering too much. The African women are suffering too much. So let's say the reality. And they said she's dinim. She is the rigorous dimension. And you confirm it with your behavior by seeking or looking for something more, more calm, more okay. I'm not saying bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just explaining the text. So let's go back to the text. Look what he said. He said, מבחינת המלכות שהבא והיא מבחינת כושית, בגדלות יוצא ציפורה. והבינה מבחינת קטנות יוצא מבחינת תמנה. ובבחינת גדלות היא לאה. He says the same thing when you go now in the level of intelligence, bina. You have also two twins. On the sweet side, it's Leah. And on the dinim side, it's Timna, the one Yaakov refused to marry. We have the same situation in the level of intelligence. Velaze Moshe ba lo akushit. So that's why Moshe was connected to the Kushite woman. Why? Because Moshe is connected to the level of wisdom. She'i miprinat shardinim, because she is the roots of the 320 dinim. Vedacha ota, and repulse her a bit. Yaakov balo Timna. Yaakov, he was connected to Timna. What is Timna? Timna, she is the two Mansapa. What is Mansapa? The final letters of the alphabet. And this also, Yaakov said, I don't want. Ve'em dinim de'ima. Now look. ולפי שיעקב מזדווג עם לאה, ואחוריהם הדינים שלה הם תמנע, ומשה הוא מלגב, וזיווגו היא ציפורה, ואחוריה שלה היא כושית. גם כן יוסף, אסנת ופוטיפרה. After I explain some things that we don't need now, let me explain to you what it means before we go to the halakha. You say like this. You see the level of Zair Anpin de Vav. Let's be focused on his head. In his head, you have brains. In that brains, you have two sides. The right side will be the wisdom, chokhmah. The left side will be intelligence. He said, look, when you are inside of that brain, the brain of chokhmah, the right side will be the side chokhmah of chokhmah, and the left side will be the side binah of chokhmah. So what does it mean? It's like this. This is the spiritual roots of the woman's Tzipporah Kushite. But when I go inside of this, you have two sides. The side wisdom of wisdom and the side intelligence of wisdom. Where is the dimension of the black woman, the spirituality of the black woman, the spirituality of the black woman incarnation? She is the intelligence of the wisdom. She's here. And by being here, she is the firstborn. Why? Because she is connected to the Keter. And the sweet dimension is connected to the Chokhmah of Chokhmah, which is the place of Tzipporah. So based on that, you see basically you have two sides. This is the spiritual roots of the black woman. This is the spiritual roots of the any woman who wants to be connected to the Kushite level. So now what does it mean? Intelligence of wisdom. What does it mean? Can someone tell me something about that point? And after I will conclude to explain what is the black woman and how we deal with it in Nusakh Afriki. What does it mean that the spirituality of the incarnation black woman or the spirituality of the Isha Kushite that any single woman have to achieve is the intelligence of wisdom? Who can explain to me something about that?
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom, Chief Rabbi Ishai.
I read the introduction of Ben Ishai of Behaalotekha, Shana Rishona, and he's explaining about the Birkat Amazon and Kiddush. And there he explained that the body have two organs that are considered that are the heralds. What is herald in English? Gates.
Gates, yes.
Chambers.
Yes, to that. And it's the Echal, and the two organs are the brain and the lev, lev, the heart. Sorry. And the heart is, he said that know that the brain is chokhmah and the heart is bina. So he said that all the, let's say the brain, the two sides are, as we said here, chokhmah, and there are the bina is, he said that it's connected to lev, which is the heart. So is it just, I had a question, is so here when we say that the Isha Kushit is connected to the bina of chokhmah, so she's in the brain, but is Tzipora is in the heart, in that level of explanation of Ben Ish Chai.
יפה מאוד. Basically, you are saying that the Isha Kushit, she is the brain, and the Tzipora, she's the heart. That's what the Ben Ish Chai said.
Yeah, yes, he said that the two heralot that you can find in the human body connected to the Echal in the Bet HaMikdash, the Chokhmah, it's the brain, and Bina, it's lev. So we have in the brain, we know that we have 10 Sefirot. So the Bina of Chokhmah, it's always in the brain. But the Bina, the real, let's say the Sephira, according to Ben Ish Chai, it's lev.
Yes. It's like this. Basically, thank you for your question, Chief Rabbi Ishai, because it's bringing us to the point. The African American woman, the black woman, she is the heart of the brain. Meaning she is, even sometimes when you use brain, you have to know how to use your heart. It's not always good to be brain, or to be heart. Life is a question of being balanced. And to have the characteristic of carrying on your shoulder the definition and the dimension of dinim, of rigorous dimension, demands a lot of strength, like a chess game. Never to let your emotion taking you or bring you over other places. At the same time, to be able to use them at the proper time. So what's happened basically? What's happened when you are dealing with something which is naturally connected to dinim? The first thing is excellency. When you want to know how to deal with African American women, or any type of woman who are connected to the spirituality of the Isha Kushit, you need the level of excellency. What is excellency? Wisdom. Because their natural place is first in wisdom. We are saying that we are dealing, Nusakh Afriki, with the Bene Moshe. That name, that posture, that situation wasn't chosen by hazard. We know in which area we are. Bene Moshe means what? We know that the spirituality of our sisters, of our wives, of our mom, of our grandmom, they are, first of all, in wisdom. To be intelligent doesn't mean to be wise. To be wise, you can be intelligent without wisdom, but I've never seen a wise man without intelligence. What is the, who can give to me the signification of being wise? What does it mean to be wise? What is wisdom? Who can help me out?
Chief Rabbi Pinchas,
Shalom, shalom, Chief Rabbi Hanan.
we have just read in the Area Kadosh talking about the world of Gadlut and the world of Katnut. So the world of Gadlut, we see the character of it, the nature of it, that somebody did not is not mature yet. As to that of Katanot, but we have also learned somewhere there, Rabbi Chaim Vital in Sharei Kedusha, talking about the sources of some of the character trait, our midot, the nature or the roots of different type of midot. He listed 4 elements, meaning that if you possess this character trait, you are not at the level of wisdom yet. So that means you are still in the world of Katanut. So the world of Gadlut, there's no differences.
Mm-hmm.
That means you are refined. You see things are connected, even if others do see unconnected. You see them connected.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, what would be your definition of wisdom?
Wisdom, usually, not usually. What we know about wisdom, we cannot really understand. Well, not that we. I cannot understand the nature of wisdom until it expresses itself in Bina. It's where I would see the nature, because the nature of wisdom, because way back we also have learned 2 different type of wisdom. There is a wisdom that Shlomo embodied, and he taught it, I think, in Mishle chapter 4, somewhere there.
Mm-hmm.
And there is the wisdom of the lower wisdom. So my goodness, what did I say about the lower wisdom? My goodness, I lost my track of thought now. I lost
Go ahead.
the track of my thought, Chief Rabbi Pinchas. I lost the track of my thought.
No problem. Do we have someone want to add something based on what Chief Rabbi Nathan and Hanan have said? What is wisdom? We have Rabbi Avraham. Both of them, feel free to give the definition you want. Rabbanit Catherine, she said, the way of the center, the way of wisdom. The way of the center, okay. Rabbi Yochanan said, it's wisdom is what we do, it's what we do and how we apply intelligence. Yeah, fair, okay, I get you. Do you have another explanation?
Well, I could say wisdom. It's more like when you anticipate everything that could happen if you apply one move or something like that. And also wisdom, like I said, we learned before when we were younger. It's learning from the mistake of others, basically. You know. But for me, in my personal life, it's always anticipating every move. What can happen if you make this move, and how the outcome gonna look, basically.
תודה רבה, רבי זוהר, I get it. Chief Rabbi Hukum, Rabbi Rabbanit Elisheva, she said, the fear of Hashem, okay, I get it. Rabbi Okuma, wisdom is the effective use of knowledge. Okay, got it. Rabbi Avraham, I sent you a message through Messenger. Have you been able to read it? Okay, 1 second. It's another topic. So, wisdom is very simple. Let's take the Wikipedia definition, because I think it's the best. That can express all the meaning of the work made by Shlomo, who is the wise of the Torah. Shir HaShirim, Mishle, and the 1 second. Shir HaShirim, Mishle, and the Ecclesiast. So look what he's saying here. Look. It's a wisdom, or you can also say sapience. 1 second. Wisdom, sapience, or sagacity is the ability to contemplate and act productively using knowledge, experience, understanding, common sense, and insight. Wisdom is associated with attributes such as unbiased judgment, compassion, experiential self-knowledge, self-transcendence, and non-attachment, and virtue such as ethics and benevolence. Wisdom has been defined in many different ways, and there are several distinct approaches to assessing the characteristic attribute to wisdom. Why I know that the definition is the real one, according to the Torah, because there is no place for wisdom without good character traits. And to be able to achieve a level of applying things with ethics, consciousness, and to be, taking time. This is really what we saw with Adoniah. 40 years being married with a man who can't say, according to the standard of his generation, who does not love you. Because women, they need proofs of love. What is the proof of love? Okay, let's have intimacy. She said, no, 40 years. She wait. Who can blame her for the sentence she said 40 years after? She is wisdom. What is excellency with that black woman is that you need to be someone with knowledge. You have to study. You have to have knowledge. It's not about money. People think that African women, or women who have that Kushite spirituality, they need money. When you give to them money, you give to them that kitchen, you give to them that car, that credit card, everything's gonna be okay. No. Why do you have so much problem inside of our community, from Africa to America to South Africa to South Africa to South America? It's because we are not giving the real food to the spirituality she is incarnating. Knowledge. Knowledge. What do you bring on the table? Do you bring bills being paid? If that's it, you have to know that you are empowering that rigorous dimension on earth. The black woman, the African American woman, the African or the Kushite spirituality, they need people, men, brothers, fathers, grandfathers, husbands of wisdom. Because she is rooted in. This is the first thing. So many of us, we don't want to get that wisdom. Someone come, talk about random religion, you jump, you go. When you go, you bring all the family. I'm not judging any religion, but we know how it's happened. When the father decided to become that religion, who's paying the first? The mom. She will have to cook, to go there, to that place. Where are you standing? That's why you see most of the African American women, most of the African women, they are bringing all the brothers to go give more interest to our tradition, our culture, because they know that this is a place where wisdom will come. So the black woman, she's incarnating wisdom in his hardest and highest dimension, because the rigorous aspect of the wisdom is the firstborn. We have to start to know how to listen to them, to our mother, our sisters, wives, when they have that spirituality or that genetic. They are incarnate that. Have you ever talked to a sage? If you have ever talked once time in your life to a sage never talk with a small voice. A sage always talk with authority. It's telling you what is white or black, that's it. They don't want you to make him lose his time, because he spends his life to accumulate knowledge. That's why you sense that the African women, they are too violent. Not violent, she knows, that's it. And who can argue with a sage? A sage, no. Because he knows he's not here to have small talk with you. So women who have that spirituality also, she don't have time to have small talk with you. That's why they look so rigorous. No, because they are incarnating that spirituality of wisdom. I wish we'd talk one day, many days, every day of your life with sages. That's why the Mishnah said, try all the days of your life to spend your time at the feet of the sages. But be careful, they are like lions. You see? Do you remember that Mishnah?
Yes, Kirkiarot.
The African woman, the African American woman, the European woman with that Kushite mindset, you have no time for small voice. They are here to tell you what is the fact, that's it. It's not bad or good. It's the quality of the sages. There is no place for doubt. There is no place for I don't know what to do. There's no place for that. You have answers. That's it. On the other hand, Nusakh Afriki, the women they need to be more connected to the study of wisdom also. Why? Because this is the roots. That's why you will see African American women, African women, or women with the Kushite mindset. They will always be here trying to study. She need to do that Gemara. She need to have that talk. She need to exchange with you. She need you to study. So they are craving about that. They want always study, 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 study. It's their nature. So that's why we know that there's a place for excellency also for the women to give to them the best tools because they will know how to handle these tools which are also from the same area where they are from or what they are incarnating. You have to push her. If it's your wife, if it's your sister, if it's your mom, you have to push her to be more and more involved in wisdom. That's why in the level of Nusakh Afriki, like the Ben Ishra explained, a woman who wants to do Tikkun Chatzot, welcome, do. A woman who wants to study Gemara, welcome, do. Here are the tools, the way to study. A woman who wants to make Tikkunim, she wants to fast, to go in the sheleg, to turn, welcome, do. But to do that, to have that permission, you have to be in your genetic, like we said at the beginning, at that level, or at least to have the spirituality of the Kushite woman. That's why some women would say, I cannot fast. No, you have some women can spend 3 days fasting. No, easy. They fast 3 days, they go in the snow, flag. That's it. This is the spirituality of the Kushite woman. This is the reality and the possibility of the African woman, or the African American woman. That's why in Nusakh Afriki, we push women to the excellency, what you will never see in other Nusakh or minhagim. You can go to the Ashkenazi, you can go to the Sfaradi, you can go to the... Most of them, they don't push women to be... We know who we are dealing with. And when you talk to an African woman or black woman, say, this fasting, 3 days you fast. She would be, yeah, go, let's go. Am I lying? No. If you tell her, look, by fasting, you will fix your husband, you will fix your kids, you will fix your house, you will bring a new chef in your house. She will fast 7 weeks. Don't worry. That's the point. Shalom, petit frère Maïzoa, yes.
Maintenant, je comprends maintenant. Oh, let me speak English sometimes I forget, software variation.
No problem.
Now I understand why when I turn on Facebook, because of that search of spirituality, this is why you see many movies in the African church and the black churches with the
Yes.
pastor and many stories as well. So now I understand because she's so devoid of that light that she needs, and anything that resemble that light, she'll follow.
Yes. תודה רבה, petit frère
Makes
Maïzoa.
sense.
This is the point. They have no... If you understand what is wisdom, and especially the Bina, Shalom Shalom Mordechai, and especially Shalom Shalom, the Bina of wisdom, the African American woman, the black woman, She is made for that level. That's why you see, when it comes about spirituality or connection to wisdom, you will see many of them becoming pastors, prophets, teachers. They have that power. Why? Because they are the incarnation of that wife of Moshe called Adonia. And that Adonia, she is all the shades of the dinim. So if you need to connect with her, and this is something, a secret I give to you, you want to have connection with her, look what did Moshe. You know why Moshe didn't touch her? It's not about, when he said don't marry them. No, it's not about that. I'll explain to you the secret of David. To understand the secret of slave that was mentioned about the reason why Moshe didn't touch her, I will give you one question. How can you change the status of a slave? By using religion tools.
You free them. You free.
Let's say someone who is not religious, not Jew, can give that freedom. Yes. But let's say, what is a spiritual system, halakha, let's say, let's go straight to the Torah, that can free a slave?
La conversion, je crois.
In English.
Conversion.
How do you free slave with conversion, Chef Abai?
Non,
Tefila? Tefila?
No, you could buy them. They could buy their freedom.
So how can you buy? How can they buy their freedom? You get it, but how can they buy their freedom?
Through
Tefila. If you make the tefila, you can be free. The slave. Tefila.
No, tefillah doesn't make you free.
No.
Yes, Chief
No.
Mordechai.
yeah, like say like a person worked for a certain amount of time and they paid off their debt.
Yes, you get it. But there's one halakha that we know. It's when you damage your slave, he's free.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Moshe is like this. Moshe say, look, I don't have that tools called Torah to connect with you yet. Meaning, when I will have that Torah, you will be free. Why? It's not that you don't deserve me. No. We want from you free men to come out. But we need a tool. What is that tool? The Torah. Moshe didn't have the Torah yet. Once the Torah is here, it's simple. You think 40 years without touching a woman is not damaging? Damage. So she's free. The Torah gave the tools, the only tools in this world that a slave can be free if you hurt him. Every single slave, the first day of his slavery is free. Why? Because the first day he started to be slave, siak, receive that lashes. That's finished. You're damaged. It's finished. You're no more slave. Sometimes we forget that law. You cannot damage the physicality of your slave. You have no right. You cannot beat him. You cannot go there, and let's even talk on modern language. You cannot bully, because that bully is also damaging in this psychology. It's forbidden. Because like you see in the halachot about that, at the end you have slaves who don't want to leave the house of the master because they love their masters. So you want to stay? Okay. We're gonna make some signs, put your ear on the door. How can you leave your master? You're a slave. It's mean that slavery, according to the Torah, is not what you think, what I think, it's not what the slave trade made. There's nothing to do with our Torah. Moshe said, look, that mistakes that made Noah by cursing his own sons, by saying you are that, it's happened. Sometimes your fathers curse sons. They are angry. You always go jail and so on, drugs and so on. I curse you. Okay. Noah did that. But we need to go out. What is the tool? It's Torah. What why Moshe couldn't touch? He was waiting for the Torah to be given to him. But that African woman, if you go with the slave mindset, what is the slave mindset? I don't need to be wise. My master is here for me. You will damage the black woman. You will damage the African American woman. You will damage the African woman. You will damage the white woman, if you want, with the Kushite mindset. You need to go with the mindset of man who is free. And never forget that spirituality or that physicality or both of them, they need wisdom every time. When you bring the level down, know that you are destroying her. And this is the problem in the society where we are now. How can we bring the African American woman to have a role of baby mamas? You see what we did? How can we bring the African woman to discover every single year a new baby of his husband? New baby, new baby. This is the brother. Okay. And even the husband is not talking to her. He's talking to the other kids. Here's your brother. Here's your brother. Here's your brother. This is respectful. It's our fault. We didn't know. We didn't understood who we had at home. Our mom, our sisters. And because we play the men's, we refuse to give to them that knowledge. They start to forget about their own roles also. Instead of being that example of wisdom, they start to imitate what you like. The small voice, very nice. Honey, you're good. The black woman, they can play the role. They know how to play that. Come here, honey. Once you put the ring, she slap you at home. That's it. You know what's happened.
Chief Rabbi.
Yes,
Chief Rabbi.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I just heard from this, being a Black American, it sounds like us as men, we started to take a European attitude, imitating our slave masters, and in essence, we shrunk our women.
Yes.
Correct.
You said everything. This is the final word of the limud. That's why we had every single year that Parashat Behaalotekha to make the praise of the African American woman, of the African woman, of the white woman with the Kushite mindset. For us, from next year, Nusakh Afriki, Parashat Behaalotekha will be the first of the black woman. We will make something. We will find something to do.
Amen.
This is the week of our mom, our wives, our sisters. We will make that days. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen. Amen.
Hello?
I
I have a question.
Amen.
I have a
Yes.
question.
Yes.
I have a question, please.
Yeah.
I want to know. So, if the woman they can learn Gemara, they can learn everything. They can do the Monte Torah too. The Monte Torah. The woman they can do the Monte Torah.
No. It's not like this. When you talk about some halakha, it's all about the area and the condition of application. If women, they are woman with woman, the Torah has no problem that women deal with their things. But the problem is when it's become the community action to cover the spirituality. Why? Because this is the men's tax that protect all the community. Why? Because men receive on their shoulder to keep that Torah. Women, they don't need in the same way. But in terms of what women are allowed to do, you will be surprised how the Torah is very open. But the question is always, do you want to do it to show to the world that you do, or you want to do it for yourself? If it's for yourself, you remember Rashi's daughter put tefillin. Remember, Broya, she was teaching sages in the times of the Amoraim and Geonim. Remember, Dvorah, she was a prophet, fighting, leading the army of God. Remember, Hulda, prophet. Remember the matriarch. There is no limitation for women, but what we need is that the inner aspect stay inner, not to show off, because when men's eyes sees women performing things, men's they are not from the same level. Women's another level. תודה רבה.
Thank you, thank you. Understand. Thank you very much.
תודה רבה.
תודה
Yes,
רבה.
Chief Rabbi Zohar, yes?
What I deduct from this, based on all the problem that's going on, based on the first question asked, why is men are more attracted to the other side? Why this? Why that? Based on all these things that I deduct, to make a rectification for it is, to bring life to the black woman, to bring life to Nusakh Afriki, to make sure it stays African, is that every man, in Nusakh Afriki should marry a black woman. It doesn't matter if you marry someone else before, but you should have yourself a black wife to make sure that wisdom, that Chokmah is there.
I will give you the answer that I received one day from one time in Chacham. He said to me, the Torah says something very simple. Everything Moshe did, an Israelite should make his best to imitate. That's it.
That's it. We are adding. Mordechai, where are you?
Wait, Rabbi, I think you guys probably already touched on this, but how did Sephora? I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
Yes.
No, I'm asking another question. How did Sephora? Maybe this is for another limud, but
Yeah.
how did Sephora know to do bris milah?
It's because we saw that Tzipporah and the Kushite woman called Adonia, so Tzipporah and Adonia, they are two faces of the same coin, which is the malchut of wisdom, of Chokhmah. But Adonia, she is the back, so she is the firstborn. That's why she was married first. So what happened with the two women? They are wise. Meaning, what is wisdom? Is to understand things from the corner of the situation. And because you have good character traits and you have humbleness and so on, you understand, you see where the problem can be from. So what's happened is that the Midrash said that when they left, Moshe was make calculation, because Moshe is in Bina also. Moshe is okay. We'll travel. Brit Milah, 8th day. We're gonna travel. It's not good. We said okay. So he said, let's wait to arrive to that place. But by traveling, Moshe forget about the oath he made to Yitro. Yitro said to Moshe, look, you want to marry Tzipporah? So you want the second phase of the same coin? Okay, no problem. But your firstborn is for me. Moshe said, okay, no problem. He left with the kid.
Wow.
So now when the kids went, and basically Tzipora said, I know my father. When you are living with the kids, by letting this foreskin, you are paying a big damage. So let's bring blood to be spread. Like this, my father will not claim that you travel with the kids. Or if you want, the gods of my father. So she was aware about the situation, how she would marry Moshe, because Yitro wasn't an easy father-in-law. He made Moshe suffer before giving the permission for wedding. So she saw all the years, all the things. So she knew that. So what is wisdom also? Not only about prophecy, it's also about collecting information and not forgetting them when some situation are coming in front of us. So Tzipora, she is the sweet dimension of the wisdom. The Isha Kushit, she's tough. She has no time. That's why you see black women, they have no time. When they start to finish with you, they finish with you in 1 second. Like we saw.
תודה רבה, רבי.
תודה רבה, בשמחה רבה. לילה טוב לכולם. תודה רבה, רבנית אלישבע. תודה רבה, רבה, רבה. רבי מנטיטוס, תודה רבה. רבי אוקומה, רבי ישראל פונדול. תודה רבה רבה לכולם. תודה רבה also to Chief Rabbi Zohar, רבנית רחל, רבי דב, Chief Rabbi מרדכי, Chief Rabbi נתן חנן, Chief Rabbi ישי, Chief Rabbi קיש. בעזרת השם, see you יום חמישי. It will be only in French. Knowing myself, I know that I will not be able to do exactly the same limud. So I will, we'll see where we're going to go. We'll use the same text, but we'll go where we're going to go. בעזרת השם. תודה רבה לכולם, רבני קטרין, רבי יוחנן, תודה רבה, רבי גורד שיבנגו, תודה רבה לכולם, and בעזרת השם, see יום חמישי. And tomorrow, for the one who are in the program, we have meeting, and a lot of things will come, בעזרת השם. ביי ביי רבנים, לילה טוב.
תודה רבה, לילה טוב.
לילה טוב.
תודה רבה, ציפי רבי פנחס, תודה רבה לכולם.
לילה טוב, תתחברו.
תודה רבה.
לילה טוב, רבנו, לילה טוב.
תודה, לילה טוב לכולם. ביי ביי.
Papa kitoko, oh papa, salisa bana Congo, Nzambe aponi yo Bibundeli na biso, se Biblia, na losambo tolia mama sadai Nzambe aponi yo salisa bana Congo, Nzambe aponi yo tozalaki na bombu na bandeko na biso loposo moindo lelo lobi ekosila